this is Savuti from Kashani Junior Rangers. Today we're going to be going over 3 simple ways of making fire with a flint and steel. Okay, so over here we have milkweed from the veld, we have cotton wool, and we have Vaseline. As you can see, our Vaseline is still going as compared to others, even though this one blew away a little bit. It died very quickly compared to our petroleum jelly, which is this one here. So before we get to lighting the actual flame and the fire, we're going to have to collect some resources, because we can't expect to just light our cotton wool or our milkweed and just expect to go and throw a bunch of sticks on this flame, because we're just going to squash it and kill it. Okay, so first up, we're going to need to collect a nice amount of dry grass. So this is very fine grass, you can see it's gone gray. And then this over here, some more, which also works fine, but it's a bit of a lighter color. Alright, so the grasses that you want to avoid is when it starts getting thicker like straw, or if it's more green. Alright, so you want the finest, driest grass you can get. And then once you have your grass, you're gonna go and collect some nice sticks. Some nice sticks without any greenery in them. Okay, so these are the nice dry sticks. These ones we call the snap twigs, because they snap like that. That's how you know they're going to be good for building your house. And after that, our next stage of sticks are the pencil thickness sticks like this. And thereafter we can start going for the bigger sticks like this, about as thick as your thumb. Alright, and after that you would have a nice big pile of wood to the side, so that once your fire starts, you're not running around and leaving it to go and look for dry wood. Okay, now that we have all of our materials, we're going to go ahead and build a little firehouse. So the first thing you want is 2 nice sturdy walls like this, and you want them to be flat at the top. Then you want to take 2 support sticks, so they can be from your bigger stick pile, and you want to lay them across like that as support beams for your roof. Then we're going to take our snap twigs and we're going to start to layer them over the top. Like that. So you want to avoid packing them in a neat way, all that way, because it makes it difficult for the fire to go through. So you want to pack them quite ziggity-zag. And while you're packing, you want to make sure that you can still have an entranceway at the bottom here where your fire is going to go in, and that you're keeping a chimney. I like to make my chimney in the middle of the firehouse, but you can also make it along the sides. Just like that. Then we're going to go ahead, take our next level. We're also going to pack them. Alright, and then lastly we're going to add the thicker sticks. At this stage it can be a little bit unsturdy, so you might want to pack a bit more carefully, otherwise your whole house might fall down. And there we go. We have a firehouse. Alright. So now that we have our firehouse built, we're going to take our grass and we're going to make it into a bird's nest. So for that, we're going to start to roll our grass in our hands like this. We're not going to do it very hard for in case there's any thorns or sharp sticks. So while we're going, if we feel something poke us, we're going to stop. And we're going to take it and we're going to throw it away because it's not going to burn that well anyways. And as we go, we're also going to be watching our tinder bundle. And if we see any green grass in here, we're going to be taking it out as well. So we're just going to be working it to a nice bundle like this. There we go, till it's in a nice ball. And then we're going to make a little center spot like that. And you can see it somewhat looks like a bird's nest. Okay. Got our tinder bundle there. And it's ready. So you can light this tinder bundle like that, or you can take your other flammable things like your cotton wool or your milkweed, and you're going to add them to the center. For today, we'll just use a little bit of cotton wool. If it was raining and your environment was more wet, you would be using your Vaseline because it'll keep that fire going for longer. Obviously, if you don't have Vaseline, you're just gonna have to struggle a little longer. But the Vaseline works very well for if your environment is wet because it'll dry out your grass and then also help dry out your house because that flame keeps going for a little bit longer. But since it's so dry today, I don't think we'll need it. So we're gonna fluff up our cotton wool like that, because if it's all flat and I try and light a spark on it, it's gonna take a lot longer to light. So you want the fibers exposed like that. There we go. Gonna add that to the center here, right in the middle. Then when you're using your flint and steel over here, on your striker, there's a bit of a lip on this side. Gonna use it at a 45-degree angle. Scrape off. Gonna put the flint in there. There we go. Grab your 2 sticks. And you're gonna move that in under your firehouse. And you want it to be just under your chimney. And you see how well that works? And instead of panicking and running around and throwing sticks on top of my fire is doing all the work for me already. I can relax and start adding sticks on top of that as I go.